snow to the area from this evening into Friday. This will leave slick travel for the Friday morning and evening commute. High pressure brings mostly dry weather over the weekend. The next system to impact the region arrives Sunday night into Monday as a low pressure system smooths up the eastern seaboard into the Gulf of Maine. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for the Capital District and mid-coast of Maine, including the cities of Waterville, Augusta, Bath, and Penn-Wisconsin. Rest of tonight, a chance of snow until midnight, then snow after midnight. Snow accumulation of 3 to 6 inches. Lows in the lower 30s near the coast, with lows in the mid-20s inland. Northeast winds around 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of snow near 100%. Friday, snow. Total snow accumulation of 6 to 10 inches. Highs in the lower 30s near the coast, with highs in the upper 20s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Chance of snow near 100%. Friday night, cloudy with a chance of snow until midnight. Partly cloudy after midnight. Little or no additional snow accumulation. Lows around 16. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of snow 50%. Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs around 30. North winds around 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Saturday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows 9 to 15 above. Light.
Good evening, my friends. Hope everyone is doing all right here for today. Glad to have everybody here for this amazing evening. Hope everyone is doing all right. Let's go ahead and see who is here for today. We have Caden, we have Online Tough Guy, we have Julie, we have Pop Popcorn, we have Team Kenny. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone is doing all right. Glad to have you guys here for today. So we have ourselves a bit of info, my friends, because there is another system that is looking to possibly impact the Northeast. Things could get interesting out of this next system here. But first of all, let's go and see here. We have Jakey's here as well. What's up? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Glad to have you here. Cody's here. What's up, Cody? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Anyways, but we did have ourselves a little bit of severe weather that kicked through Ohio today. As you can see there in that red box, that was a severe thunderstorm watch they issued earlier. We had a few severe thunderstorm warnings come out of that. A lot of those kind of dodged like Columbus. But the good news is it did not play out as forecasted, meaning it was a little bit more weaker than was actually in the forecast, which is definitely good. And with that being said, I am going to... Oh, shoot, I did not mean to offset that. Here, let me go ahead and switch over this here quickly so I can There we go. Put that back there, and we'll change this to a level 1 out of 5 since things have updated now. So, all right, we're good. We're good. We still have a level 1 out of 5 here, but honestly, I don't see much of concern in it. And plus, most of the most of this has already moved through. That's the remainder of those storms. Really, nothing too crazy has moved through those regions there. Let's see here. Mark is here. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Time to kill here as well. Let's see here. Hackett says, hi, Drew. No snow, I hope. Lower Michigan. So, okay. We're just going to dive right on into this. Now, first of all, I want to talk about, areas of Maine really quickly. Obviously, all this precipitation is moving here northeast from this system that's just impacted a lot of the country. With that being said, we are going to continue to see the snowfall track its way into Maine here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Anyways, but first of all, let's go ahead and talk about this upcoming system. The reason I'm making this live stream, the reason we are all here tonight is because over the last few days, there has been continuous model support from multiple models of a nor'easter happening. So first of all, we have ourselves, okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the pen as I always do so we can draw on the screen here. But we have ourselves the system that's moving through, that low-pressure system tracking northeast, obviously driving all that precipitation northeast here as well. The snow continuing for portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and moving into Maine. Obviously, that's the concern. We have a little bit of moisture right now across the upper Rockies. Not too much, nothing too crazy. But look what happens with that moisture. We start to get a little bit of a kick here, possibly from like the southern Gulf, or from the northern Gulf, I should say. Perhaps driving in some moisture here. Now, a low pressure system is set to develop across like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas region here for the 21st. So kind of here for like the, pretty much the early 21st. Like what I mean by early is like midnight 21st. Tracking its way up here to the northeast. Now we get a bit of a drop in snowfall according to the American GFS here. But we have a big old kick here from the Gulf of Mexico of more moisture, as you can actually see here. Really starting to take place here for pretty much the late 21st into the 22nd. And once it goes into the 23rd, we're going to start to see a lot more snow for the northeast. This is going to transition a lot into snow. And then this low pressure system is going to kick off across like the mid-Atlantic, tracking its way up here to the northeast. This could be a nor'easter. This is, like I said, this is not just what the latest run has said. This has like literally been here for the last several days, actually. Which is concerning, which is a little bit concerning. So, but with that being said, we're gonna definitely need to watch out for this here closely. I'm actually gonna take this in a little bit more closer here. So on this live stream, we're gonna really be diving into what the models are saying here. So first off, we get this one that moves through, no big deal. But there we go. Still the GFS model, like I said, right here for the Mid-Atlantic region, kind of the tiebreaker between rain and snow. According as of now, that could definitely change here in time, but. Regardless, it shows some snow happening for the Ohio Valley, pretty much here for the late morning, early afternoon here of the 22nd, then really kicking up here for the late 22nd, for like the evening, the later afternoon here, the evening hours here of the 22nd, across the northeast. And we track this up here into the northeast. And like I said, that low pressure system is going to absolutely strengthen quickly. As you're going to see, it's not just the one model that's saying that, but there's multiple of them. And perhaps, like I said, the GFS may be showing some heavy snowfall for areas of like, Pennsylvania, New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, portions of Massachusetts maybe. It depends on where that low is positioned, that low pressure system is positioned. If it's further south, obviously that brings that snow down. If it's further up north, pushes it up a little bit more here. But anyways, also Maine there included too. Could be seeing a decent amount of snow out of this. So if you're in those regions of the northeast, especially for the northern sections, more towards the Great Lakes side, yeah, this is something you want to keep in your planner. This is something you want to keep on the books here, because this is the next big one, I think. Next up, we have the European model. So first off, we have all the snow that's moving through right now. We're going to drop down to 12Z because that one does not reach out as far. So that moves through. But there we go. Once again, showing some heavy snow really developing here for like the early 23rd, late 22nd here. I mean, this thing is really quite interesting here. Really kicking off there, that low pressure system. So, I mean, that's something. That is definitely something. And what we can learn from this is that both the American GFS and the ECMWF both agree on this, which two major models agreeing on something, that's good. That's good for support here. Let's see, this next one, this is the GDPS model. Yeah, absolutely. Actually a lot more stronger too. That's kind of has that low pressure system positioned further north, excluding snow from Massachusetts, but kind of really dumping it though towards like New York State, into Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. That's actually a bit concerning. That is really a bit concerning here. So now 3 out of 3 models are suggesting that. So obviously there's something in the works here. There's obviously something out there in the long range that we are actually kind of the mid-range here, because this is really supposed to kick off for basically the 23rd. So that's considered the mid-range if it's in within 5 days, basically the mid-range here. But it really shows that the beginning of this system happening here for like the 22nd, which is literally only 3 days away. Well, technically 2 if you don't count today, because today's pretty much over. So that it's just right on the horizon. I mean, that is just right on the horizon here. So that could be the next big one. Obviously, potentially throwing some big concerns with snowfall across the north, which is interesting. Now, if we take this a bit further here, according to the GDPS, there's another snowstorm. I mean, it would not hurt to look in the long range just to briefly scan it. But here for the 24th, I mean, honestly, about 4 days out, basically. Showing another system maybe towards like Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, maybe in the Illinois, towards, right there towards Michigan, maybe northern Indiana, and obviously kicking up across the northeast. That one, if that played out, that would be pretty impactful here. But let's see, that was the GDPS model supporting that secondary system. There's the first one. That's the one we're looking at right here across the northeast now. Holy cow. So we might actually have two systems lined up here. So that secondary one we're talking about, that's showing like what we call a bomb cyclone event. That's kind of like a big snowstorm. That's a bit concerning. Let's see the European model here. I want to see if this one also supports it, because we might as well. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, that's new information here. That's actually very concerning. So we might just not have one event here, but we might have a southern event here scheduling. Now this is still pretty new here, I'd assume, because I haven't seen this on the models here in a while. But I tell you what, if we look at the gradient here, like I said, we take a look here at the gradient towards the south. You can see where my little yellow marker's there. That's showing a pretty potent cold front, in which obviously, with the increased temperatures across the southeast, from the Climate Prediction Center, and obviously conditions that are expected to be, that could actually be a severe weather event driver. So dates you guys need to be watching out for. So we have, so first system moves through. This will exit by pretty much tomorrow evening. Like I said, not a big concern there, but a little worried or a little concerned about, like I said, a little concerned about like Nebraska, maybe for a portion of Kansas, maybe Iowa, Missouri, for this first system, and then really tracking up in the northeast with that low pressure system rapidly strengthening, according to several models. Like I said, regarding to the European model, the GFS, and the GDPS Canadian model. A lot of them are supporting that very strengthening low pressure system across the northeast, which that's the big question. That is definitely the big question here. And then, like I said, just recently, all of the major models as well are supporting the secondary system, with that low pressure system arced a lot further south. Now, this could be good for snow lovers down in the south region. If this plays out, low pressure system is literally located in the southeast, and if this keeps low, this will drive some snow for more of those, those areas that have not really seen too much this year. In which, for my snow lovers, obviously, I know you're wanting it, and this could be it, possibly. Like I said, this is for like the 24th. All that moisture kicking in, that low pressure develops here for the early 24th, actually, maybe even the late 23rd, and the 24th, and the 25th here, and the 26th. And out on the 27th. So that could actually be, honestly, a multi-day event here. And like I said, according to the European, I'm going to dive into southeast here really quickly. We're going to take this more regional here, like to the southern U.S. Because like I said, we have the first one move through, and then that secondary one. That is a very strong cold front there. That is, like, concerning. Let's see. We'll take a look here at the overall energy in the atmosphere. This is a quick little glance. The first one moves through. Let's see, here we go. Well, I mean, maybe for Florida. This is basically the energy. Like I said, this is basically the energy that's available in the atmosphere. That is definitely interesting. So we'll watch it. I mean, obviously, we can't be certain right now, but it's in the models. It's in the trends here. So we'll watch it. We'll definitely keep an eye on that here. Just out of curiosity, though, I'm going to take a look at the GFS on this support as well. Basically, the 24th, 25th. Yeah, it really keeps that instability, that storm energy really low. And obviously, that needs to be kind of high. I mean, obviously, it keeps that kind of more localized towards like the Gulf Coast. So as of now, Models is not really agreeing on some aggressive thunderstorm action from the southeast with that second system we're watching out for. Interesting. Let's see here. Imagine 3 models are suggesting rain for the 95 corridor, where I live. Believe it's going to be the winter of no measurable snow for me, says Steven. Yeah, we got to watch out for it, though. Like I said, it's a little concerning, the fact that we are seeing all of these models. All these major models. Now, okay, so I'm going to do something here. I'm going to take the blend of models, and I'm going to do something. Now, I'm going to tell you this before I look at this. I'm going to let you guys know on something. What we're going to look at is not official, okay? This is just as a representation of how many models support this. So we're going to look at the snowfall accumulation in the extended range. Now, note that this, whatever you see, don't get your hopes up. This is just a simply, a little thing I want to see here, to see that the model supported. So first of all, I mean, yeah, we have the first system moving through. I mean, that you could honestly trust. You know, maybe 3 to 5 inches, western Kansas out of this first system that kicks through. But that secondary system, yep, that could do it. Now, like I said, don't trust the snow totals yet, but go off of the streak. That's what we're looking at. It's the streak, not the snow totals. And you can see how it really includes a lot of the Midwest, a lot of the Ohio Valley, and extremely kicks off in the Northeast. That's possible. That's definitely that is very, very possible. Like I said, that's the blend of models there, looking at that. And like I said, I mean, with all the models here, I mean, with literally every single model that we've looked at, you know, regarding the latest major models and stuff, first system moves through, and then the second system moves through. So there is support, I mean, between this. Once again, we'll take a look here back at the precipitation type and rate here. We'll take a look at that right now. Once again, back to GFS really quickly for the people just joining us. Like I said, we have a first system kickoff here for the for the morning of the 21st, maybe delivering some snow towards Kansas. So watch out for that if you're Kansas. Look out for snow on the morning of the 21st into the afternoon. That will track its way into the early portion of the 22nd towards like the the Midwest and Western Ohio Valley, maybe more snow showers according to this in particular model here. We get a very, very large kick of moisture across the southeast, delivering a lot of heavy rain towards the southeastern U.S. for basically the late 21st, early 22nd. Snow moves into the central Ohio Valley, possibly around the mid to late 22nd there. New pressure system develops late 22nd into the early 23rd. Really starting to kick off some snow towards like, obviously they're towards New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. And here for the early 23rd, really is kicking at its all-time strongest, showing multiple inches per hour being possible according to this model here, showing very heavy accumulations, very heavy snowfall rates here, which is interesting. But also have that low pressure system in the 980s. That's pretty strong here. But anyways, let's compare that to the European model here. So first system moves through, like I said, here for the 21st. So expect some snow here for basically the morning of the 21st here, kind of what both of the models are suggesting here. A lot of moisture kicks across the southeast here for the early 22nd. Heavy snow starts here towards the northeast for the 23rd, for the late 22nd into the early 23rd, and moving on through. That's pretty spot on. I mean, like I said, that was the European model. We looked at the GFS beforehand, but yeah, I mean, there's support here. Once again, first system moves through. There's the GDPS model. This one also supports it for like the heaviest snow of the Northeast for the late 22nd into the early 23rd here. Now, like I said, there's another system following that here in the extended range. Now, this is in the long range, but I will tell you what, there is support on this. And I can show you all something here. So low pressure system here for the early 25th located in Arkansas maybe delivering some heavy snowfall for the Central Plains Midwest region. That's the GDPS model. That's the Canadian one. We track this over to the European model. That's the first system to move through, and here's the secondary one that kicks through for the early 25th. Has that low pressure system right here towards Arkansas as well. So that's just off of that. That's spot on. You know, that's pretty accurate there. And then lastly, we have the GFS American model. First system moves through, and then the second one kicks off. Low pressure here for the pretty much for the later. This one's a little bit delayed actually. Basically for the later 24th and the early 25th kicking through, but still showing some snow potential for the Northeast Ohio Valley Midwest region, Central Plains possibly. I mean, I tell you what, there is some support in that. Now I'm gonna look at something here. We're gonna switch over to my other website I look at here. Now I want to look at the trends here and see how long this has been in the works, how long this has been talked about here in the model. So there we go. There's that that secondary system that moves through, which again, this is on the 25th, literally about 5 days out. So this is, you know, in the range of watching. And the fact that all these models are suggesting this too is a bit concerning. But we dropped down 6 hours from a previous run, still shows it. Dropped down another 6 hours, so that's 12 hours ago. Still shows it. Another run 12 hours or 6 hours before that. There you go. A day ago. At this point, this is from yesterday this time. Still showing it. Still showing support of a system. I mean, there's been hints of it. Now, it might not look the same, but that's because, you know, this is starting to come into agreement mode. But you can see over the last, like, several runs of GFS, they run every 6 hours. Starting way back here, and you can see how they quickly, here's from yesterday, basically early yesterday. Since then, the support on this system from the GFS alone has been pretty strong. I think this is it. I honestly think that this could do it, if we're being honest. I really do think that this could be the next one, or the next two, I should say. Because like I said, we also have that one that's going to be scraping the Northeast here for the 23rd, 22nd, and 23rd. That one's in the mid to short range. And then that one's in the kind of the closer long range here. And obviously we can't go any further than that. I mean, if we do, then it's just not accurate enough. But I'll tell you what, I mean, that's a bit interesting in terms of, you know, how things are looking here. Once again, yeah, this one's really caught my eye. I mean, this one could be the one that drives snow for the south. And like I said, if you go back on my winter forecast video, you see that I say that once we move in towards like February, I believe a lot more storms are going to be tracking south. There's a lot of support here off of the climatology models as well, which we look at here. This is for the week of basically, you know, February, moving into early February, mid-February. You can see how it starts to turn really green across like the Tennessee, Southeast, Ohio Valley region. That is showing more precipitation, meaning more storms possibly. And obviously moving in towards like later February into early March, it's going to be fading out. So I think that February, I mean, honestly, this has been in the works here. I mean, we're typically seeing our typical La Nina pattern here, northwest and basically this portion, the eastern portion of the country. For February, I think we're going to start to see a little bit more storm activity, more further south than we have been seeing. But anyways, but with that being said there, I mean, I really think that is, I really think that's a strong possibility. You know, I really, really do. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it here. But anyways, well, guys, I tell you what we're going to do here now. So since I really explained and since we really went in depth of the upcoming winter weather, you know, by looking at multiple models, what I'm going to show you guys now is personal forecast. So if you guys are specifically questioning a specific area, like I said, if you're worried about a specific area, feel free to tag down a zip code. I'll look it up on my end and I'll show you what's going on here in the weather world over the next little bit. This is my way of, you know, giving you guys thanks, and obviously this is my way of making sure that you guys are understanding what's going on and make sure that you guys are ready to go. And like I said, I want to help you all. That's the point of the channel, is to keep you guys informed And speaking of, we have some winter weather watches. Obviously, starting to be issued here for Kansas, western Kansas here, kind of towards the western side here for winter storm watches. In effect, across that blue shaded color there. We got some winter storm warnings here for southeastern Colorado, northeastern New Mexico there. We got some winter weather advisories across this kind of purple color, basically showing some impacts of winter weather is possible across the purple. Heavy impacts of winter weather are expected across the across the pink there, but anyways, that's what's going on there. Definitely is pretty daggone interesting. Now, I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to go ahead and switch on over here into the personal forecast now, and we're going to take a look at some areas here for you. So let's go ahead and see who is first. We have ourselves Fame Honcho. I want me to take a look here at 28337, so 28377. Is that right? My caps lock, or my num lock is off. So right here, so let's see, for you, 28377. There we go. So this is right here for Red Springs, North Carolina, right here towards Fayetteville. Okay, so an immediate long range here, or an immediate range here for you, when it comes to anything specific, just as a quick little glance towards the region here. Obviously, the next big system here is going to be happening for you with a big kick of moisture coming from the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, they're really building in towards like North Carolina. This is going to be for the 22nd. This is going to be for the the early morning hours starting, and basically an all-day event here into the early 23rd. Now, this is all going to be rain for the most part, so nothing along that line. And it looks like I said, we were watching another potential system here about 5 days out, which it can still be worked on, of more rain moving through on the 25th. So watch out for that here. So we'll definitely keep you in the works. Now, when it comes to like I said, specific location, or when it comes to a specific forecast here for you, towards North Carolina, which I'll go ahead and show you guys here right now. Obviously, over the next 48 hours, no precipitations expected nearby, which is good. No snow. Maximum wind gusts here are actually pretty gusty, up to around 25, 30 miles an hour. And, minimum temperatures tonight kind of around the upper 40s, lower 50s. Tomorrow maximum, lower 50s. And then obviously for the night of tomorrow night, a bit more colder, a lot more colder here. Let's see, Fame says, thanks, man, it helps me a lot. So just rain? Yeah, pretty much there, Fame. Yeah, pretty much just rain for you. Nothing, nothing too special here. Anyways, next up, let's see who we have here next. We have ourselves, so that we looked here at first. We had Fame. Let's go and take a look here at 51441 from Cody. So 51441 across portions here of Deloitte, Iowa. Which is basically, let's see here, northwest of Des Moines, which is basically over here, which is somewhere around in this little area, towards Carroll. Okay, so for you, my friend, we're going to have to change the map here a little bit. So things are a little bit different for you. We take a look here back at the main map here. So obviously, regarding things, we have high pressure building in here for tomorrow. Don't expect anything over the next little bit. However, it's possible you could get maybe a few flurries, I'd say. I mean, I wouldn't count on it, honestly. I really would not here for like the 22nd. It would be early morning, if anything, which I wouldn't worry about it. But your next potential could exist here for the 24th and 25th. But you're right there on the west central side, so you're kind of right there on that pivot point. But a single shift in that low pressure system north, that'll hit you bullseye straight on. So with that being said, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying that here for the 24th, 25th, you should keep your eyes out for this. I mean, it's been popping up in the models here for some time now. But with that being said, though, I mean, other than that, really not much going on there towards your location. Honestly, yeah, nothing too much going on there. Now, when it comes to a more of a specific look here towards like Denison, we'll take a look here back at that right now. Temperatures here tonight, actually pretty daggone cold here in the upper teens. Tomorrow at a maximum, maximum, we're not even breaking freezing, or we're not even breaking above freezing, which is pretty crazy. Tomorrow night here, temperature even colder, the mid-teens. So bit of a that cold front just moved through. Bit of a cold chill moving through. Precipitation over the next 48 hours or 2 days, not expected here. The maximum wind gusts here, maybe 15 to 25 miles an hour. Obviously nothing too insane, which it's doable. But anyways, that's what's going on there, my friends. Let's see here. Next up, we have the Lillian. Okay, we got you covered here, Lillian. Let's go ahead and switch on back here really quickly so I can pull you up there, Lillian. So you, my friend, if I remember correctly, aren't you towards Wausau, Wisconsin? I have a memory for some of the people here. Yep, it is. That is in Wausau, Wisconsin. Okay, so I can tell you exactly what we can expect there. So honestly, tonight, I mean, just straight off of looking at observations here tonight, I mean, you can see some snow showers towards the region. Obviously, that is likely going to be continuing here tonight. So it would not be surprising if you did see a bit of flurry action. So we'll definitely keep an eye out for that. But when it comes to more things in the long range, obviously, more things in the immediate, or actually more in the immediate future. We're going to take a look at that here right now. So over here towards Wausau, Wisconsin, obviously, first of all, we have the snow exiting the region, high pressure builds in. I think that next system is going to track south of you. No worries of it. Same thing with that potential second one. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say your next big chance as of now is probably the 24th and the 25th. So, but that's that. That's kind of what I think here. But that's still a thing to change here. So keep an eye on it. It could definitely go either way at this point. That far out, I should say. But for more of local conditions, more for you specifically, we take a look here back at the hazards. Obviously for tonight, or the forecast, I should say. Tonight, lower 20s expected here. Tomorrow at an all-time high, not even breaking the 20s. Here actually in the mid-20s here. Tomorrow night here, wow, very cold in the mid-teens. No precipitation over the next 48 hours, and maximum wind gust could be around 15 to 25 miles an hour. So that's kind of what we are looking at there. So overall, I think that you'll be all right. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that you're good. Obviously, like I said, just watch out for those snow showers here tonight, and that's about it. Let's see here. Cody says, thanks, no problem. Let's see here. Butthead wants me to look here at Starksville, Mississippi. Alrighty, let's see here. Starksville, Mississippi. So this is right here, basically south, or I should say northeast of Jackson. Okay, gotcha. So you're kind of right here, somewhere around in this region. So Starksville, somewhere around in that area, northeast of Jackson, south of Starkville is actually what we're looking at. So there you go. So Starkville right there. So when it comes to you, my friend, here with the expected in the future regarding the immediate range, I tell you what, we are going to possibly see some moisture move through here for the 22nd. Maybe a bit of rainfall here for the early morning hours here. I'd say late 21st, early 22nd. Should be out by afternoon moving through. Then you're going to have another big shot of rainfall. Potentially actually some heavy rainfall here for basically the 24th and the 25th. Like I said, support of that system is quite high at the moment. So we'll see how that plays out here. But yeah, that's kind of, you're looking at multiple shots here of moisture moving through over the next little bit. Now, when it comes to the specific forecast here for you, towards the region, we'll go ahead and switch over here right now to it. Obviously here, north of Meridian for the most part. Here tonight, temperatures obviously here in the 30s, probably mid to upper 30s. Tomorrow, maximum kind of around the mid 50s. Tomorrow night, yeah, kind of around the 30s, the higher 30s, lower 40s going to be probably there for you. And obviously regarding precipitation for the next 48 hours, you could see a trace. You could see a little bit of rain across those areas. And with winds, yeah, pretty much light for the most part, not even a concern at all here. Lillian says thanks, no problem at all here. Anyways, but like I said, if you guys have any questions, like I said, if there's a zip code you guys want us to take a quick little look at here to make sure that you guys are in line and understand the weather here over the next few days, feel free to throw it down in the chat. Like I said, I'm here for you. We care about you. Want to make sure you guys are up to date with the weather forecast and stuff like that. So we'll do a breakdown like we've been doing for everybody. So if you want a specific area to be looked at, feel free. You know, I'm here for you. Absolutely. But once again, everybody, like I said, thank you all though for joining us tonight. Obviously, you know, I hope you guys have an amazing. I hope you guys had an amazing day today. Obviously, tomorrow I hope it's even better. And hopefully you have a good weekend ahead of you. Because, like I said, we're heading into the weekend, finally. Which will be nice. Let's see, Megan says, thank you as always, Andrew. Hey, no problem. So I'm here for y'all. Like I said, care about you, everybody. You know, care about everybody. I want you all to be prepared. I want you guys to be safe here. Anyways, but like I said, right now, that's currently happening, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. It's getting snowed on right now. Now, when it comes to accumulations, if you're questioning it, on the forecast here, towards like the northern New England region, when it comes to 48-hour snowfall accumulations, actually we're talking a decent amount here. So these pink areas is kind of around 4 to 8 inches here, which I mean that's a decent amount of snow. You know, especially for like southern Maine. Now for like this darker blue, almost white kind of color, that's around 3 to 5 inches, and then 1 to 3 for these areas up here, kind of in that dark shade of gray and the light blue. But that's that. You know, that is kind of what we are actually seeing here. Let's see here. I'm gonna head back to my game. I've seen everybody here. Take care, Arctic. Everyone else I miss, and thank you so much for a great forecast, Andrew. Always the best. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Can you easily feel humidity in the summer or winter? More visible in the summer, especially when it's hotter. Absolutely. Let's see here. I got a bad feeling about tornado season for Mississippi, especially in February. Like I said, we take this back here to the climatology models. Like I was saying, you know, here over the next few weeks of February, we are seeing an increasing probability of more moisture, meaning more potential storm activity. The green is showing more, you know, more precipitation than normal for this time of the year, and the tan obviously shows a little bit less, and obviously the white's kind of the average there. And we can see here once we move in towards, you know, obviously like the first week of February here, you can see how a lot of the eastern country is highlighted in green. Obviously, with that being said, you know, like I said, obviously with that being said, we could obviously see more of, you know, more storm activity, more storms, you know, overall in general. Maybe meaning more snow, maybe meaning more severe weather. You know, obviously that's up for debate here. And in temperature, actually, for that first week as well, you can see here in the red showing above average, which is going to be likely. So that could honestly be a big concern, you know, for severe weather. That's definitely something to watch out here for. Let's see here. My mom's here. What's up? Hope we're doing good. Mark says, thank you, Andrew. And NW16 fam, please send me positive vibes. I need them. Absolutely, Mark. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and you are very welcome. Let's see here. My mom says, it's super windy and cold here. Yeah, we got that remainder of the low pressure system. I'll show you real quickly. So here's what's going on here. So obviously there's Kentucky. You can see this big old, see how it's rotating? This was a low pressure system that actually kicked off some severe storms towards the Ohio region here earlier. But you can see how it's massively rotating counterclockwise. And so basically you're getting that back into the system here, and you're getting all that cold air. So obviously the winds are going to be kicked up because of that pressure difference. And with that being said, like I said, the way these things work, got warm air pulling up here on the front of this, you know, ahead of the cold front, which, you know, obviously sparks a warm front. You got the cold air coming down from the back because, like I said, these things rotate counterclockwise. Basically just big mixing pot, just stirring up the atmosphere. So basically like a big swirl, essentially. And so that's basically causing the cold air to get to you, and the pressure difference of that pressure dropping increases winds. But with that being said, I mean, yeah, that's the reason why you're seeing that. But that should start to die down here by tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll definitely see how that does. We'll definitely see how that plays out. But like I said, the northeast here, towards like Vermont, New Hampshire, and obviously Maine here, Massachusetts even, getting some winter precipitation currently. And like I said, some of these areas here, I mean, honestly, potentially could see maybe up to 4 to 8 inches, across the south, which is definitely interesting. But anyways, my friends, well, I think that is going to go ahead and wrap it up here. We've been live here for about 45 minutes. So you get prepared to come back to cold weather. Absolutely, yeah. I'm in Florida right now. Today it was like 85 degrees, and I'm going back to temperatures here in the 40s, the 30s during the daytime, and then night times of 20s. Yeah, I mean, as long as it snows, keep the cold weather. I don't like it getting too hot, though. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm right here in Florida right now. I grew up in Virginia, and right now I'm in Florida, and actually right now specifically in Orlando. And then I now live in Kentucky. I'm all over the place, y'all. I basically did a big old triangle here. So I lived here in Virginia, moved over to Kentucky. Now I'm visiting Florida, getting ready to go back to Kentucky here. So, but absolutely. Do I love Florida's weather? It's different. I mean, I'm not used to it being 85 degrees in the middle of January, but yeah, I mean, it's nice. It basically just feels like summer never ended. That's basically what it feels like. And stuff like that. But anyways, my friends, well, once again, I think I'm going to go ahead and head off here for now. We've been live here for about 45 minutes. I really dove into these upcoming 2 systems we found out across the country. Like I said, obviously we're going to be here. Let's see. CNR says border of Massachusetts and New Hampshire, please. Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I got you covered here. I'm not going to leave you hanging. So, all right. So, yeah, obviously, there are Massachusetts and New Hampshire. We're seeing a bit of snow moving towards the region here right now. So, but like I said, overall here, I mean, you're right there on that line between winter precipitation and not. But when it comes to, like, the forecast, like I said, regarding the actual accumulations and such, like I said, obviously we're seeing maybe 4 to 8 inches nearby. Depends on how close you are to the border. So that's that. That's that there. That's kind of what we're seeing. So definitely be watching out for that here, my friend. You're going to be seeing some accumulation out of this. I can tell you that. And the maximum wind gusts here, nothing too crazy, about 15, 20 miles an hour. So overall, nothing too extreme there. But the snow is definitely coming down across those areas, that's for sure. Absolutely. Sewing says, I am late. Yeah, you're a little bit late here. Like I said, we're about 45 minutes into the live stream here. Like I said, I gave you all a good update here regarding it. So like I said, if you guys are just joining us and you'd like to hear about the storms that's coming up in the future, just simply rewind to the beginning of the live stream. We go right into it. Like I said, we really dive between a lot of models. We look at individual areas, and we really just do analysis and look at everything. So if you'd be interested in that, guys, if you're just tuning in, go back in the live stream, take a look at the previous bits and stuff like that. Sewing says, I might get snow tomorrow. So remember you're in Oklahoma. Let me pull this up on the high resolution look here really quickly. Let's see. So obviously here for the region, your chances are about the same as you getting rain, honestly. If anything, it's not going to be anything sticking, and it's not going to be anything crazy. When it comes to the temperatures here, yeah, it's just simply not going to be cold enough while the precipitation's falling. So I wouldn't get your hopes up there, Sewing. I honestly would not. But anyways, guys, well, once again, thank you all for joining us. I lived in Milwaukee for about 6 months back in the 90s. I love the water. I did not know that. All right. But anyways, my friends, well, that's going to wrap it up here. So tomorrow I'm going to go live again to give you guys information. Before I head off here, though, I want to look at the Storm Prediction Center. I don't know if there's anything else going on here. or I don't know if they've issued anything here. Still got a little marginal risk here today, which not concerning. Tomorrow, yeah, a little thunderstorm threat across coastal Texas, Louisiana. Nothing severe though. Like, so obviously, not worried about it. Day after, more storms extend to the south. Yeah, predictability too low at the moment. So that being said, it's just simply too early to tell, but nothing is on the horizon line. Can I look at Kansas City? Briefly, yeah. So for Kansas City, I mean, obviously your main concern here is these upcoming systems we might be watching out for. You could be seeing some snow here. Obviously, out of this first system, I'd say here for the afternoon of the 21st moving into the morning of the 22nd, you're going to be seeing some snow and perhaps maybe a little bit more snow for the 24th and the 25th. The 24th and the 25th is still a little bit too early to tell. But for that snow here for like the 21st and the 22nd, that's more of a likelihood type of thing. Like I said, we take a look here at the GFS for that time period. You can see Kansas City smack dab in the middle of the snow here. Like I said, with that secondary system that's been popping up in the models continuously over several runs, several different models. I mean, it looks like you could be impacted by it. Definitely. It depends on a lot of other factors. The position of the low pressure system, how much moisture drives up north, and all kinds of stuff like that. But it's just watching it right now. That's kind of all we can do at the moment. But we'll give you guys more updates on that tomorrow. We'll obviously let you guys know. We'll definitely let you guys know what's going to happen here in the future. That was the severe thunderstorm watches we had earlier. Honestly, did not play out that well, which is good though. Obviously, it playing out to underperformance is great because it means it doesn't do as much damage. We had 16 damaging wind reports, 0 tornado reports here, and 0 hail reports. So it's good. Definitely could be a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse, which we're thankful for. But all right, my friends. Well, this time we are heading off here. We've been live here for about 45 minutes, almost 50 minutes, sir. So if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you crush that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Make sure you guys share this with your friends and family. Obviously, like I said, we're here for y'all. We'll make sure you guys stay safe out there. We want you guys to be here. Just as a thing that we always do, guys, go ahead and check out our cool little merchandise out here. We have the link in the description. Got some really cool shirts here, knocked down. Actually, not too bad, but a pretty fair price, actually. We got ourselves a lot of new merchandise and stuff like that. Actually stitched hats and pretty cool stuff overall. Stitched, sweatshirts. And obviously our main NWW116 shirt here for the 2023 edition. So if you guys would like to check all that out, link is down below. You guys can find it where it says merchandise. Also, our Discord is down there too. Got some pretty cool stuff on the Discord and everything like that. So that's that. All right, my friends. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for now. Once again, thank you all so much for joining us, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your night. Obviously, bundle up tonight for some areas. It's going to be pretty cold, and obviously, for the Northeast, obviously got your snow going on there. Going to continue on for the morning here, so we'll keep an eye on it though, and we'll inform you if anything crazy happens, and we'll keep you all like I said, we'll keep you all informed and stuff. But all right, my friends, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your night. Have a wonderful work day or school day, whatever you're doing tomorrow. Hope everything goes all right for you guys. But all right, my friends, well, that's going to go ahead and do it. 2 minutes on the clock now if you want to go ahead and say goodbye to your friends and family in the chat. And with that being said, my friends, I am heading out here now. Once again, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you all later on tomorrow. Peace out, my friends. Love y'all. See you then.
A chance of snow until midnight, then snow after midnight. Snow accumulation of 3 to 6 inches. Lows in the lower 30s near the coast, with lows in the mid-20s inland. Northeast winds around 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of snow near 100%. Friday, snow. Additional snow accumulation of 3 to 6 inches. Highs in the lower 30s near the coast, with highs in the upper 20s inland. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Chance of snow near 100%. Friday night, cloudy with a chance of snow until midnight, then partly cloudy after midnight. Little or no additional snow accumulation. Lows around 16. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of snow 50%. Here is the latest marine forecast for the following coastal Maine waters from Port Clyde to Cape Elizabeth out 25 nautical miles. Small craft advisory in effect through Saturday morning. Overnight, east winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet, building to 3 to 5 feet, a slight chance of snow until early morning. Rain late this evening and overnight. A slight chance of sleet late. Visibility 1 nautical mile or less late this evening and overnight. Friday, northeast winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Seas 4 to 7 feet.